Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a long journey these past months, and I wanted to take the time to personally thank each and every one of you who has helped me get to where I am now. Though I just reached a little over 100 subscribers, and though it may not seem like a lot to some of you, but to me, it's a huge accomplishment and a milestone that I personally thought that I would have not have ever reached. And it's because of you that it was pretty much possible. And so I can't thank you guys enough. Words simply cannot describe on how grateful I am. You know, it makes me feel really good that a lot of people like my content, and pretty much those who may have an opinion about it. In my last video where I discussed about 5 things that you may have not have known about Final Fantasy XII, it got a good reception amongst the community, and that's the kind of content that I want to make. Kind of talk about a variety of subjects and other topics, and not just focus on the lore aspects of the Final Fantasy games. You know, kind of branch out and make my videos that simply can connect with you all, and ones that can teach you something that you may have not have known before. Or maybe perhaps giving my opinion on some of the more controversies within certain games. Pretty much just using this opportunity to see where I'm headed next as far as my videos go. Now, as you can tell, this isn't my normal style of video, and I know that a lot of you guys have been waiting patiently for my next Final Fantasy XII video, but I wanted to let you all know that I'm working on it. I'm working very hard on all the videos that I have in mind for the near future, and so I do appreciate your guys' patience with everything. And the reason why I haven't gotten any videos out is because being a content creator and all, it does take a considerable amount of time and energy to get these videos out. You know, from doing the research, making the script, making sure my points are accurate and easy to understand, the editing process, the voicing, and finally the rendering. Not to mention that YouTube isn't my main focus right now because I have so much other stuff going on in life that they kinda needs my immediate attention, which only gives me a few hours a day, if even that, to work on things that I kinda want to work on. So I do apologize if my videos are not out within a few days or a weekly basis. So with that out of the way, I wanted to touch on some updates that are coming to the channel. As far as videos go, as I vaguely mentioned earlier, it has come to mind about branching out into other titles within the franchise. Maybe giving my thoughts and opinions about them, perhaps maybe doing reviews on why some games are bad while other ones are awesome, or covering the history and development of the Final Fantasy games. You know, those are some of the ideas I had in mind. I do, however, have some ideas I have for some upcoming videos, and I'll lay out some of the ideas that I have. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas, and we'll take it from there. One of them is why Vaughn is an important character in Final Fantasy XII, how he ultimately shaped some of the outcomes within the story, and why he isn't some vehicle, and how he actually holds weight within the game. That's one of the video ideas that I have. Another is how Final Fantasy XV's cut content and rough development affected the overall outcome of the entire game. This video would be broken into parts and would basically talk about the heavily changed and repurposed content that was scrapped from the final product, how the rough development almost had the game thrown into the trash, how fans considered the trailers that led up to the release of Final Fantasy XV misleading, and a few other topics to discuss, because I think it's fair to say that even the most diehard Final Fantasy fans were disappointed with Final Fantasy XV's story, to a certain degree, so there is that. Another video I have is to discuss about the cancelled sequel that was Final Fantasy XII's third sequel, known as Fortress, and basically this video would talk about the game's production, its overall plot and development, and ultimately its cancellation. Now, there was some shady stuff that happened in the background with Square Enix and the developers of Fortress. I won't spoil it though, but it really showed me a side of Square Enix that I thought wasn't possible. My fourth video idea I have was to cover more on certain elements within Final Fantasy XII that really wasn't presented well to the audience. Now with this, I'm not too sure on what I would like to discuss, but it's kind of a toss up in the air on Bosch von Ronsenberg and how he got his scar, or how Vossler succumbed and gave in to the Empire, or maybe even dive into how old Fran is. There's just so much to talk about, but either way, I feel like you guys would enjoy whatever I put out. So those are some of the video ideas that I wanted to kind of lay out and present to you guys. Honestly, I would like your voices to be heard, and I kind of want this to be a channel where people are involved and engaged. And I especially want to be engaged with my audience, with you guys, especially with you guys who comment. That's like putting your word out there to be heard and interacting with everyone, and it allows me to read your guys' thoughts and allows for not only me but for everyone else who is involved to come together and discuss about things that we're all interested in. Alright, so moving on to some more news. I wanted to let you all know that your boy Legacy now has a Twitter account up and running, and this was kind of brought to my attention a while back on one of my previous videos where I was asked if I had any other form of media that I used, and at the time I didn't, but now that's no longer a problem. My Twitter is where I'll be posting a lot of my upcoming projects, thoughts and opinions about certain topics, polls on which you guys can all vote on, etc, etc. These could be anywhere from upcoming videos, your thoughts on a video you would like me to cover or talk about, have a general discussion on current games or upcoming ones. Pretty much a place where I can talk to the community and just have a good time. So feel free to follow me there. The link will be in the description below. Now, the final thing I wanted to discuss is that there has been some thought on creating a Patreon. And though I have one set up, it's still kind of in a rough draft stage, and quite frankly, I feel like it may be a bit too early to have one up and going. First off, I wouldn't be sure on what rewards to offer for those who would contribute. Maybe perhaps I could do giveaways, or maybe that you have a video you would like my opinion on, or maybe you would just want to talk to me about something. Now, I don't want you all to think that just because you're not a supporter that I won't take the time to see what you guys have in mind to discuss. It's just that if you are a supporter, that means that you have made a commitment to me, and in return, it's only right that I show the same commitment back to you. It's not that I wouldn't mind doing all these things with you guys, it's just that I would just have so much stuff going on that I wouldn't be able to manage everything properly. Because, I do have my channel to consider, and of course outside of the YouTube world. So when and if I start a Patreon, if you become a supporter, you will basically know that you have my attention. So let me know what you guys think of a Patreon and what sort of rewards you would be interested in, and I'll actually consider those ideas moving forward. And so that's all I have to say for now. Feel free to leave your comments below on the ideas that I presented earlier. You guys think these updates are a good way for me to go, or do you have any other things that you would like to share? Let your voices be heard, because I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. And before I go, I wanted to show my appreciation and say thanks to all those who have helped me get to where I am now. And with that, I cannot thank you enough. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.